Hello, Bushnell students. Welcome to week 1. Hoping and praying this week goes well for you. Listen, this week is pretty light in terms of assignments that are due. In fact, there's really nothing due. So my strategy is to get you into the book and reading the text to get you thinking about the topics that we're going to be talking about. Now, I've also included some additional material under the Attend section in Beacon Learning, so make sure you check that out. So this week is light in terms of assignments, but take advantage and read the material thoroughly. Make sure you check out the course text front to back. You don't have to read it front to back right now. Just know what's in there. We're going to study chapters 1 and 2 for this week, and we're going to be talking about this idea of efficiency, effectiveness, and value. But there's also another term that gets thrown in there, and the term is productivity. Now, the terms productivity, efficiency, effectiveness, they're not synonymous terms. They don't mean the same thing. Now, there's a spreadsheet under the Required Resources tab that provides some measures of productivity that will help you measure some productivity, so you can get an idea what that's about. But remember, productivity is pretty much industry specific. It can be measured in a number of different ways. The most typical is creating a ratio between units of outputs to units of inputs. But again, businesses define those units of outputs and inputs quite differently, and some have developed unique productivity measures specific to an industry or even a whole sector of business. Now, similarly, but not the same thing, efficiency is typically defined as a task or activity at the lowest possible cost, using the least amount of resources to get something done. Again, it's usually expressed as a ratio. Not to be confused, effectiveness is the right thing that supports the mission or purpose of the business. So effectiveness and efficiency are very different things. I've attached a video in the Attend tab that discusses the importance of understanding efficiency, effectiveness, and value in light of the organization's purpose. Another major theme in chapters 1 and 2 that we need to pay attention to is that of supply chain management. In brief, when we talk about supply chain management, we're talking about managing the flow of material and processes from the suppliers of the raw material to the customer's shelves. This will be a continuous discussion throughout this entire course. So make sure you are reading up on this topic. Check out the IKEA example in chapter 2. If you haven't been to an IKEA store, and probably many of you have, it's quite the experience. But check out the example in chapter 2 about how they have implemented a unique strategy to deliver effective customer service. Okay, also pay attention to the risk mitigation sections in chapter 2. Many businesses face risks they often ignore. And leaders pay attention to these risks, though, and they take preventative action to avoid shutting down their supply chains. I need to only mention the word COVID, and we should all know that our supply chains are oftentimes at risk by things that we're not prepared for. Finally, read up on the triple bottom line that companies must now adhere to. No longer is making a profit enough for a company to be successful. Businesses must now meet 3 bottom lines: profit, environment, and social justice criteria. Ignoring any one of those 3 bottom lines, and a business could collapse because customers will revolt. All right, listen, that's it for now. I'm praying for you this week as we start this course. Contact me with questions. And remember, I have virtual office hours each week, so be sure to check out those times and pop in via Zoom if you have a question. And don't forget, God is on his throne. He's always been there, and he's always going to be. Have a great week.